Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Naina's series. And our today's story is The Mirage. So let's begin. The Mirage. May I come in, doctor? Bella was extremely nervous. She was reluctant to visit the doctor from the very beginning. According to her, she was perfectly fine. Everything was normal. There was no way to have any complications. However, her family would never accept that, and it was only for their insistence that she was present there in the doctor's cabin that day.
Hey, Bella. So you're here finally.
Dr. Greco, a charming man in his mid-40s, greeted Bella with a warm smile. Bella traipsed in, trying not to make the click-clack sound of her heels to echo in that completely silent room.
Please have a seat. May I get you any beverage?
No thanks, doctor. I'm fine. Bella sat down quietly on the black chair placed just opposite to the doctor's table. Dr. Greco took his seat with the same smile he greeted her with.
So, Bella, are you ready?
Yes, doctor.
Feeling nervous?
Yeah, kind of. Dr. Greco smiled at her. All she wanted at that moment was to just run away from there. However, the thought of her husband halted her. The very thought of his supportive words strengthened her as always. Sometimes she just wondered how her life would have been like if she had never found him. Her world was just meaningless without him.
So you're going today, right?
I'm least interested, but mom and dad are just frantically after me. I just don't understand what's their problem. Do you think the same way too?
Not at all, sweetie. I know you very well.
But then why should I even go there?
Oh, don't you worry so much. I'm with you, right? Everything is going to be alright. You just need to visit him once so that this topic ends here itself.
Are you sure it's going to end?
Definitely, my love. Just be strong, okay? Well, there's no need to get nervous about it. You are absolutely fine. It's just a simple therapy, It will hardly take an hour.
Dr. Greco's interruption brought her back to the present time.
By the way, you came alone. Where's your husband?
Dr. Greco questioned her while paying more attention to the papers he was going through at the moment. Actually, at the last minute, he got a call for an urgent meeting.
Oh, I see.
He slightly lifted his head from the papers to look at her once.
Okay then, no problem. If you don't mind, will you just wait for another 10 to 15 minutes in the visitor's room, please?
Sure, doctor. As Bella left the room, closing the door behind her, Dr. Greco kept the papers back on the table and constantly stared at the door with a sigh. It was not the first time that he was dealing with such a patient. However, he could not stop himself from getting upset too. He had been in that profession for almost 20 years now, but every time he interacted with his patients, he felt the same pain. He somehow wanted to end the sufferings of the patients and bring them back to normality at any cost. Inadvertently, Dr. Greco started recollection of that evening when he first came to know about Bella.
Good evening, Doctor. I am Mr. Antonio Russo.
Good evening, Mr. Russo. So, what brings you here?
Well, it's my 23-year daughter. Her name is Bella.
What's the matter?
She was very bright right from her childhood and was good at every field. She had a very bright future, Doctor. But now...
Suddenly, the color of his face changed with utter sorrow.
Don't worry, sir. Please go ahead.
She is extremely obsessed with Matteo.
Sorry?
Her husband, Doctor.
I didn't get your point actually. Will you be a little more elaborate, please?
She has ruined her life for the sake of her husband, Doctor. She would not do anything except giving service to him. She'd wait for hours without food and sleep till he returns from work. She would not listen to anyone except him. I have tried to make her understand 1,000 times, but she would just not pay any heed to it. I'm totally exhausted.
Well, that's definitely not right, but it seems to be their personal matter. I'm afraid, but I think I don't have any control over this issue.
Before the man could speak anything, Dr. Greco continued.
Why don't you approach her husband, sir? I think he can be of some help.
But she's not married, doctor.
Dr. Greco looked at the person with extreme bewilderment.
What do you mean?
Yes, doctor. There's no one named Matthew. It's all just in her mind. Except her, no one can see her imaginary so-called husband. I have heard that you are one of the topmost psychiatrists here. I have come to you with great hopes, doctor. Please don't disappoint me. Help me, doctor, please.
Dr. Greco took a sip of water from the glass kept on his table as he returned back to the present time. That evening, after learning about the symptoms, he suggested some medical test for Bella to confirm if it was not any other physical ailment. It was just the reports which he was going through while observing Bella a few while back. He took a deep breath and stood up and walked towards the mirror. Looking at his reflection, he whispered to himself as usual.
Get ready, Dr. Greco. Here's another case of schizophrenia.